Well, no one has my unconditional support. I support the right of Israel to exist as a Jewish state. I support the right of Israel to live in peace and tranquility with its neighbors. I support a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a Israeli-Jewish state, a Palestinian-Arab state, and both states living side by side in peace and accepting the existence of the other.
So, given all that, what would it take for you to decide that Israel was using disproportionate force at the moment?
Well, I think it's very easy for people to use that word disproportionate. Quite frankly, I don't know what it means. If I was a leader of a country and had my citizens in jeopardy of missiles being fired day in and day out, thousands and thousands of them, I think that I would use whatever force it would be necessary to protect the interest of citizens.
It is a key issue. Let's see if we can get some sort of definition. I mean, right now, the figure we understand stands at 200 Palestinian children dead. Do you think that's disproportionate? 300 perhaps? I mean, at the moment we understand House Democrats are at this moment drafting a binding resolution in support of the Israeli offensive. So presumably then 200 dead children isn't disproportionate. Would 300 dead children be disproportionate?
Well, I don't know who you blame for the dead children. I mean, frankly, I would at least equally blame Hamas for building their bomb factories in civilian areas where children live.
Congressman, do you have evidence then that all these children were killed because Hamas had built bomb shelters in their vicinity?
Well, I think we have evidence pretty substantially that Israel has destroyed a lot of the facilities to make weapons of terror and bombs.
Right, and are you demanding evidence right now that all the civilians, and it has been mainly civilians we understand, who've been killed in market squares, apartments, food markets and so on, were targeted because Hamas assets were in the area? You're demanding that evidence because presumably otherwise these would be war crimes.
Look, unfortunately, I think that in times of war, unfortunately, innocent civilians get killed, and it's terrible.
Yes, but not with precision-guided munitions, mostly supplied by the United States. It has to be remembered. You are demanding the evidence that all of these civilians who are being killed, there's some 200 children so far, have been killed because they were amidst Hamas assets.
No.
You can get the cockpit videos, presumably. You're asking for those.
I'm demanding that Hamas stop using terrorism as a tool to have a Palestinian state. I demand that the Palestinians recognize Israel's right to exist, and that Israel recognizes the right of a Palestinian state.
But as far as the conduct of the war goes, there are no demands on Israel right now. They can just get the job done.
I don't think that you can take away the war from what has led up to the war. It was Hamas that broke the ceasefire. It was Hamas who year in and day out for the past several years has been lobbing weapons into Israel. It was Israel that left Gaza, and Hamas used that to launch a terror campaign against Israel. So I think you have to take everything in context.
Well, let's try and put some context to those statements, because we do hear them quite often, beginning with Hamas breaking the ceasefire. I'm not sure if you're aware, actually, it happened on US election night. Israel broke the ceasefire on November the 4th. They went in, they bombed a number of tunnels, they killed 4 Hamas militants in violation of the ceasefire. That was, interestingly, on election night. Perhaps you weren't aware of that. They did break the ceasefire first.
Well, I don't know that what you're saying is accurate. I think it's widely accepted that it was Hamas who broke the ceasefire.
On Capitol Hill, perhaps, but those people are actually...
No, I think in Cairo and Amman and some of the Arab governments in Saudi Arabia, I think they understand who broke the ceasefire. But that's not the question here.
I thought you said it was. I thought we had to put it into the context of who broke the ceasefire.
No, the context is how do we reestablish peace? Peace will only be reestablished when the right of Israel to exist as a Jewish state is recognized, and when Hamas understands that it cannot use terror to achieve the Palestinian state.